Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I think this is video number 5, and today we're gonna be talking about currency pairs and sessions for the forex market. Last video we talked a little bit about pairs and sessions, but today we're gonna dive deeper into explaining what pairs actually are, okay, and what are the major pairs and minor pairs. Okay, so to start off, like throughout the videos that I already posted, you kind of have an idea of what a currency pair is, right? Already, like we've been working with the examples of euro USD a lot. Okay, but just to basically as a refresh, we're gonna go through what a pair is. So what are currency pairs? So currency pairs, which can be found within the foreign exchange market, measure the value of one currency against another. The currency pair is split into the base currency, which is the first named currency, and the secondary currency, which is called the quote currency. The price displayed shows how much of the quote currency is required to buy one unit of the base currency. Okay, so we have the example right here. For example, the euro USD. So the first currency on the left side is called the base currency, okay? And the second currency on the right is it's called the quote currency, and it's gonna be the same for every single pair. So for example, over here on the right, I have the Australian dollars versus the US dollar, right? So the base currency in this pair is the Australian dollar, and the quote is the US dollar, okay? And we have the USD JPY, so the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, okay? In this case, the US dollar is the base, and the Japanese yen is the quote. Whenever you're buying and selling a currency, you're doing it to the base currency, and then you're buying or selling the base currency, you're getting paid with the quote, right? So for example, if the euro USD right now, it's a 105, right? So what that means, it takes you $1.05 to buy 1 euro, right? And if you were selling 1 euro, then you will get $1.05. Then we're gonna move into paint, and we're gonna go into what are the major currencies and major pairs. Okay, so there are 8 major currencies, and that includes the dollar, and then includes the euro, the Japanese yen, the British pound, the Swiss franc, the Australian dollar, the Canadian dollar, and the New Zealand dollar. Okay, and there are 7 major pairs. So there are a total of let's see, there are a total of 8 major currencies, and there are a total of 7 major pairs. Okay, why? Because all the major pairs include the dollar. All the major pairs have the dollar, but not all pairs that have the dollar are major pairs. Okay, so what do we mean by that? So if you see right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 currencies, including the dollar. So these are the 8 major pairs. And what do I mean by major? These are the most traded currencies in the world. Okay, they are the more liquid. They're the ones that are gonna have more volume. More traders are gonna be trading this 8 currencies, throughout the day. Basically, so the 7 major pairs are these 7 currencies pitch against the dollar. Okay, so for example, if we take the dollar against the euro, you will have one major pair, which is the Euro USD. You take the dollar and we pitch it against the Japanese yen, and now we have USD JPY. You take the dollar versus the British pound, we have GBP USD. Dollar versus Swiss franc, we have the USD CHF, right? And so on and so on. You take the dollar versus the Australian dollar, we have the Aussie USD, and same thing, we take it against the Canadian dollar. We're going to have the USD CAD and the dollar against the New Zealand, and we have the New Zealand USD, right? NCD USD. Those are the major pairs, and these are going to be your main pairs. Like if you're starting now trading, you want to be trading these pairs because these are the pairs that are going to be most liquid, okay? And the spreads are not going to get too crazy, and these are the pairs that you have the best chance. For example, I only trade USD JPY and the Euro USD, and these two pairs are actually the most liquid. These are the top two traded pairs in the world. And then you have, I believe, these two are the other ones. Okay? And then these three are commodity pairs, basically. Okay? For example, the Aussie, the Australian dollar is really strong because 1/3 of the gold of the world comes out of Australia. Canada has a lot of oil. So that's why, the Canadian dollar is really, it's really strong because a lot of oil comes out of, Canada. Okay. So these are the 8 pairs, your 8 major pairs: Euro USD, USD JPY, GBP USD. I mean 7. I'm sorry, 7 major pairs. Okay. And these are the 8 major currencies. Now you also have, minor pairs. And what are minor pairs? Minor pairs are basically the 7 major currencies excluding the dollar, okay? No dollar in this. So the 7 major currencies pitch against each other. So, for example, if you have the euro versus the Japanese yen, right? So euro JPY, right? That will be one pair. Or you can have the euro versus the British pound. That will be a minor pair. Or the euro versus the Swiss franc, and so on and so on. And then you can have also the yen versus, the British pound versus the yen, Swiss franc versus the Australian dollars. Or all those pairs, whatever combination you can get from these 7 pairs, those are called minor pairs. And those, they have some good liquidity, but they're not going to move as much as these, 7 major pairs. Okay, they're major pairs for a reason. They're being traded constantly throughout the day. Okay, so just remember, take notes. Just go back to where I had all this drawing clean and take notes. Okay, just remember, we have 8 major currencies and we have 7 major pairs. Okay, and out of the 7 major currencies, excluding the dollar, all those 7 currencies pitch against each other in whatever combination that you want. Those are called minor pairs. Okay? Now, we're going to move into the next section, and then the next section, which is market sessions. Okay? Market session. What are market sessions tied into currency pairs? Okay, because certain currency pairs, they move a lot more in different sessions. Now, what are sessions? Sessions, the forex market is open 24 hours 5 days a week, right? But just because it's open 24 hours 5 days a week doesn't mean you should trade at any point during the day. Like, there are sessions, and then the sessions are broken down in four major sessions. So the forex market can be broken up into four major trading sessions: the Sydney session, the Tokyo session, the London session, and the New York sessions. Those are going to be the four major sessions that you are going to be trading in. Like, basically, that's how we divide the day in four major sessions. Now, out of those four major sessions, I recommend, when you're starting, just go to this website, okay? ForexMarketHours.com. It's a good website when you're starting out. If you're getting lost in the sessions and you want to know which session you want to be trading, just go to this website, okay? ForexMarketHours.com. All right, and it will tell you the four major sessions, and then you can see whatever time zone you're in. You can actually go into this little bar over here and search for whatever you are, and that way it'll give you the time, that opens at your time zone. I live in LA, so I have that selected, and for me, market opens every Sunday. When market opens, we always start with the Sydney session, okay? And Sydney session, for me, the market opens at 2 p.m. every Sunday, okay? And then at 2 p.m. we have 2 hours from 2 to 4, at least me, that it's called a dead zone, okay? Nobody trades these 2 hours. And that's for every day, not just Sunday. Like, every day, if you have trades open at this time and they haven't taken off yet, and they're really close to your entry or your stop loss, just close those trades, because they're gonna get taken out. The spreads spike up so much. I remember one time I got stopped out, and because the spread was 17 pips. Okay, and it's not worth it. Just close your trades. Now, if your trade, it's already running it, and it's 100 pips away from your stop loss, then it's fine. You can keep it. You can keep it open. But if you have trades that you just open, like not too long ago, and they haven't run yet, just close those trades. It's not worth it. And then, from Sydney, so the Sydney session starts from 2 to 11 p.m. Okay. Now, the Tokyo session starts at 4 p.m. So we have from 4 to 11, we have this section during the day where these two sessions overlap, the Sydney and the Tokyo session. And there's a lot of pairs. So the pairs that have the Asian, countries in it are gonna be moving at this time. Okay, like the pairs that have the yen, the Japanese yen, the pairs that have the Australian dollars, the pairs that have the New Zealand dollar. Those pairs, are gonna be moving during this session. Now, after 11, we have 1 hour that it's kind of that we just have, like, from 11 to 12 a.m. we have 1 hour where the Asian session, it's open only. Okay, so it kind of gets a little slow, but it's still tradable. And then for me, exactly at 12 p.m. London opens, and now London is the biggest session in the world. Okay, so at London, all the European pairs are gonna start moving. Your GBP USD, your Euro USD, your all the pairs that have the European countries. Okay, those pairs are gonna start moving a lot. And then 5 a.m. New York session open. Now, at New York, the New York session is one of the most traded. Why? Because the New York and the London sessions are the two biggest sessions in the world. Okay, so when these two overlap at 5 a.m., like, the markets just go nuts. They start, like, moving, extremely fast. Like, there's a lot of volatility in the market, so you can make a lot of money, but you can get stopped out really fast too. So you need to know what you're doing to be trading, at these sessions, because that's when all the traders and the big institutions are trading the markets and are moving the markets in the direction that they actually want to take the market. So, be careful. It's from 5 a.m. to like 9 a.m. It's the most volatile during the day, but there's a lot of opportunity too during that session. Okay, during that period. Then, you know, after at 8 a.m. London closes and it starts to get slow a little bit. Still the New York, like the American pairs, like for example, the USD CAD, it still moves decently. Okay, still moving. Why? Because it's in this session, like it gets traded during this session. So, and then New York will close basically at 2, and then we start all over the day with that dead zone over here from 2 to 4 that nobody should be trading at that hour. Then, for example, I started trading at 5. I start looking for trades sometime at 5, and then I move into the London session, and those are the two sessions that usually I'm looking for setups. Okay. But yeah, like just go through this website. You can learn a lot from just reading, the things that are here. And even here, you can, they tell you like New York, Forex trading hours for trading, Forex trading times, the most active hours when two sessions overlap, right? Like for example, this is in Eastern time. So from 8 a.m. to 12, which is, for the West Coast, and then like what I am is basically from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., right? Those are going to be the most volatile, times during the day, and the overlap with the Sydney and Tokyo, right? Which it's from 7 p.m., which for me will be basically 5 p.m. to 11. Okay, so you want to be when you're searching for a pair that you want to be trading, don't just trade a pair because your favorite YouTuber trades that pair. Okay, you have to take in account like your ability to trade the pair and the time that pair is moving. Like you don't want to be trading GBP USD during the Asian session, because that pair moves during the London and New York. It has the British pound and the and the US dollar. So when do you think that pair is going to be moving? During these sessions, like during the overlap. That pair is going to be going crazy during the overlap. And then if you want to be trading, let's say you have a 9 to 5 job and you want to be trading like around 7 p.m. to midnight, right? Then you want to be looking for pairs that actually move at that time, okay, in that session.